Yes, lads. I ain't really got nothing crazy to say, but I started trading like 3 months ago. It's been going okay, but I thought, you know what, let me share that experience with a man them. Maybe some of you might have been wanting to learn. Maybe you thought that it was too difficult. I definitely did. But to be honest with you, bro, trading is just like with anything in life. And most things in life are like learning a language, yeah? You learn the verbs, you learn the nouns, you learn the fucking all the other joints. So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna go to the shop, and when we come back, I'm basically gonna give you a broke boy's perspective on trading. Alright, boom. So, like I said before, I've been learning to trade for the past maybe like 3 months, and it was just one of them things I've always tried to learn over the years. And I think 3 months ago I just said, fuck it, bro. Let's just lock the fuck in. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? We locked the fuck in. And yesterday I bumped into my boy. I told him that I've been trading, and he actually said like, yo, you thought about making videos for the man them? And I said, you know what? I have. So here we are. This one's called Trading for the Brokies. This is episode 1. Hopefully by the end of... I don't even know if it's going to be a... Oh shit. I'm not even recording, which is absolutely crazy. We're just going to carry on. I'm going to show you what I've been learning. Like, I'm not a pro at all. I know what I know, and I don't know what I don't know. Like, it's simple as that. But yeah, this is Trading for the Brokies, episode 1. How I mark out the charts. I'm going to explain time frames. I'm going to explain candlesticks. And most importantly, I'm going to explain market structure. I'm going to explain 3 different types of trading, and I'm going to let you know exactly what you need to start trading today. You know what I'm saying? Trading for me is just one of those things that like I've always kind of been, I guess like a divergent thinker, never really had like a long-term job, always kind of just got it out the mud. And you know what? I prefer things that way, man. So trading for me was just like, raw. If I put in some time, I can just sit at home and make bread. And I ain't gonna tell no one nothing. I ain't gonna tell no one nothing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm gonna get into my chart. Add blocker detected. Okay, cool. So first things first, yeah. What you need to start trading today is a trading view account, a trading platform, and the FTMO free trading course here. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna open a new tab, and I'm gonna search for. I'm already on Trading View. So tradingview.com. Trading View. And then you just want to click the one tradingview.com. Very simple. Obviously, I'm already logged in. You sign out, so you can kind of see what you're gonna see when so you can see what you're gonna see when you log onto the page. Yeah? Tradingview.com. Get started for free. Well, I'm already inside. Yeah, I already got an account. Yeah, you don't need any of this. Yeah, so then when you want to click on markets, now these are all your markets. Yeah? So you've got indices, you've got stocks, US stocks. Don't even worry about none of this right now. Yeah, just want to go straight to markets, and then I don't know, search for a market. Yeah, I'm just gonna say, okay, I'm gonna say BTC USDT. For today, it doesn't actually matter which market we pick today, because we're literally just, this is more like a mechanical overview of, you know what I'm saying, how to trade, how I trade. Make sure that this, okay, cool. How to trade, how I trade. So basically, I'm gonna show you how I mark up the charts, and this is how I know when and where to place trades. Because you always follow the price. Well, I follow the price anyway. Yeah. Alright, cool. So we start on the daily time frame. I'm gonna explain how I mark up the charts. I'm gonna explain time frames, and I'm gonna explain candlesticks all in one. Daily time frame. Each one of these candlesticks. Okay, so first of all, these bars are called candlesticks. So if we're to zoom in, yeah, you can see. So if I hover over a candlestick, at the bottom, so here, if you look here, you'll see that the time that the candlestick was formed shows up here, yeah? So this candlestick was today. That's today's candlestick. Still forming. That was yesterday's candlestick. That was yesterday, the day before, day before, day before, day before, day before. Cool. That's on the daily time frame, yeah? So each of these bars is 1 day. And it basically shows you what price did that day, yeah? One thing that I want to just let you know, because this is something that confused me when I first started trading, was that even though it's going like sideways, you want to basically just look at it like up and down. So if you look over here, this is the price. So if I put my mouse here, you can see the price is at 75,968, yeah? Even though I'm going sideways, oh my gosh, bro. No one ever shouts me. Why now? Even though I'm going sideways, you can see that the price on the right is just going up and down. So that's basically it. So it's the same. Like if I draw a line here, yeah, that's to show the end of this candlestick, yeah. So from here, if I just move all the way down, that's the same thing as reading it that way, yeah. So from there to there is just literally here to here. So you're just looking at the price. Cool. So candlesticks, yeah. This is the daily timeline, daily time frame. They have the 4-hour time frame. So each one of these is 4 hours. So see, that's 4 o'clock. That's 12 o'clock. It's gonna be 8 o'clock. And then what's the next one gonna be, kids? It's gonna be 4 o'clock. Very simple. Going to the 1 hour time frame. Each of these 1 hour. That's now. That was 3 o'clock, 2, 1, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, and so on and so forth, yeah? Cool. 15 minutes, same thing. 1 minute, same thing. So the candlestick, if it's green, that means that the price for that period, yeah? So let's just take the daily for ease, yeah? If it's green, that means that the price closed above the open on that day. So this is the open for Tuesday, yeah. It opened at 68,800, let's just say roughly, yeah. Well, not roughly, it's exactly 68,857. So it opened at that price. At the end of the day, or at the end of when the market closed, it closed at this price. That was for the day, yeah. These lines underneath the candlesticks are called wicks, yeah. So literally candle and wick, yeah. That's easy to remember. This wick shows the price movement throughout the day, and so does this one, yeah. So this is the lowest point that price went to, 67,761, and this is the highest point that price went to. Yeah. So what that means is price opened at 68,857. It went all the way down to 67,743. It went all the way up to 72,711. And then it closed at 71,916. Yeah. So that's basically it. Like the candlesticks just shows how price moved in a specific time period. So if you're on the daily, it's like, okay, this is the range for the day. You could maybe call it a range, yeah? This is a range for the day. That was the range for the next day. That was the range for the next day. That was the range for the next day. And this is still forming. So price has gone up. It's come back down. It's been down. It's gone back up. Okay, cool. I hope that makes sense. If it don't make sense, like ask me any questions in the comments and I would actually be greatly appreciated because I'm still trying to learn myself. So let me know if I'm explaining this ish correctly or not. It's pretty much, that's pretty much what it is, man. It's like each one of these bars represents a time period, yeah? If you're on the daily time frame, each bar is 1 day. If you're on the 4 hour time frame, each bar is 4 hours. If you're on the 1 hour time frame, each bar is 1 hour, 15 minute, and the 1 minute, yeah? Don't think too much about this, yeah. It's literally that. Daily, each of these 1 day. 4 hour, each of these 4 hour. 1 hour, each of these 1 hour. That's it. Like, just remember that, yeah? Okay, fine. Yeah, so first of all, let me talk about market structure, yeah? So market structure is very simple. And the less you overcomplicate it, the better your life will be overall, yeah? Simply put, higher lows equal higher highs. And lower lows equal lower highs, yeah? So if you see a higher low, so let me give you an example, yeah? If you come to the 4 hour chart, yeah, you can see price has gone high and price has gone low. And then it went high and it went low. And then it went high, then it went low. Then it went high, then it went low, high, low, very low, high, low, high, low, high, low. You know, it's as simple as that. You've got higher prices, you've got low prices, yeah? This is all just price. Remember, sideways equals up and down, yeah? Sideways here equals up and down here. That's all you need to remember, yeah? So we have a high point here. I'm going to draw a line. Yeah, we have a high point here. And then we have, let's just call this a low point, yeah? Let's just say that's the lowest point after that high, yeah? The wick shows the highest point that the price went to in that period before the close. So remember, oh yeah, I didn't explain to you red candlestick, sorry, my bad, yeah. So a red candlestick is the opposite of a green candlestick, and it price closed below the open. So completely opposite to the green, sorry. That's the open here. So, okay, so look at the green. It opened here, it closed here. The next candlestick is gonna open at the close of the previous candlestick, yeah? So open, close, open, yeah? Then it went up, then it went down, and then it closed here, which is below the open. Yeah, so that's a red candlestick. And then vice versa, well, not vice versa, but you can see it here. It opened here at the close. It went down. Then it opened here at the close. It went down. Then it opened here at the close. It went down. Then it opened here at the close. It went up. It's a green candlestick, yeah? So you have a high point, you have a low point, yeah? Cool. So you have a high, you have a low. Cool. Let me change the color of this so you can see. So now you have a new high. This high is lower than this high, yeah? So that's what you call a lower high. That's what you call a lower high, yeah? Because it's lower than the previous high. Cool. Then we have a low. Then we have a low. This low is higher than this low, yeah? So now we have a higher low. Higher low. Then we have another high. Right here. Another high. This high is lower than, yeah, so we have a higher high. So we have a lower high. We have a higher low. Then we have a lower high again, yeah? Then we have a lower low. So remember I said, yeah, lower lows equals lower highs. Lower highs equal lower lows, and vice versa. Higher highs equals higher lows equals higher highs, yeah? So we have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high, we have a higher low. Cool. So you would expect there to be a higher high, yeah? I'm gonna get into like trading strategies at another point, but for now, I just want you to understand this, yeah? If we were to mark this up, text, yeah? So we have a higher, we have a higher high. Hold on 1 second. Let me mark this as well. So we have a high, we have a low. We have a high, we have a low, yeah? Then we have a lower high. Okay, so lower highs usually mean lower lows, yeah? But on this occasion, we have a higher low. Trading, you have to be patient, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not, obviously the market does what the market does. So it's not about trying to get it to do what you want it to do. It's about understanding what it's doing and understanding what it's doing and taking advantage of the way that price is moving. Not what you think it should do, but what it is doing, yeah? Okay, cool. So then we have another lower high. So yeah, that was abrupt. Anyway, but yeah, we have another lower high, yeah? Because this high is lower than this high. Yeah? This high is lower than this high, yeah? Then we have a lower low. So now we're getting into market structure. A low call price, yeah? So we have a high low, we have a lower high, we have a lower low, yeah? Then we have a higher high. I hope this is making sense, but just stick with me. Stick with me. It's all gonna make sense, yeah? We have a higher high. We have a higher high, yeah? Cool. Then we have a higher low. Because this high is higher than that high, which is the last high. And then we have a higher low because this high is, this low is higher than this low. Yeah? So anytime price changes direction, it forms either a high or a low. So it went up, and then you can see it went down. Yeah? So you have a high, you have a low. Cool. Listen, if anybody knows how to draw a straight line on TradingView, please let me know, because you know what I mean. So we have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high, we have a higher low, we have a lower high than this, then we have a lower low, then we have a higher high, then we have a higher low. Then we have another higher high. So higher high, higher low, higher high. Yeah. But then we have a lower low here. Yeah. Well, technically here. Because it just kept bleeding. Yeah. So we have a lower low. So then we have another high point, which is a lower high. Then we have a lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and so on and so forth, yeah? That's basically market structure, is to say that, look, if you have a higher high, then expect a higher low. If you have a lower high, then expect a lower high. Oh, yo, G. Yeah, so that's basically it, man. Like if you're gonna form a higher high, if you see a higher high, then you're gonna expect a higher low. If you see a lower low, you're gonna expect a lower high, and vice versa. Obviously, in this example, I mean, this is pretty much what it's kind of called like ranging, where it's kind of sticking between like a specific range, except for here. For this video, I just want you to understand market structure. And what market structure says, the rules of market structure is that in an uptrend, price will form higher highs and higher lows. And in a downtrend, price will form lower highs and lower lows. So if you're seeing lower highs and lower lows, you're in a downtrend. If you're seeing higher highs and higher lows, you're in an uptrend there. And in an uptrend, you want to be looking for opportunities to buy. Yeah, buy right here. In a downtrend, you want to be looking for opportunities to sell right here. I hope that makes sense. Like, let me know if anything's not making sense, because this is kind of like on just like off the top of the dome. Okay, cool. So let's get into trading platforms real quick, yeah? The one that I use is called MetaTrader. It's called MetaTrader 5, yeah. You go on metatrader5.com and just download it. I haven't actually got it on this computer, so I can't show you. But I don't actually trade on MetaTrader. I trade on TradingView. Yeah, TradingView's a go. Like for me, you know what I'm saying? Beginners, brokies. The key thing about the market is like, bro, the market does what the market wants to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not for you to sit there and try to control shit. Like you try to control everything in your life, bro. Just chill, bro. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm gonna get into like when to trade and when not to trade in later videos, yeah. But to kind of give you like a better example though, we have a high. The hell? Yeah, we have a high and we have a low. We have a high, we have a low, yeah. Alright, cool. Here we have a higher high, yeah. So straight away, as soon as you see higher high, you should be thinking uptrend, yeah. And what comes after a higher high in an uptrend? Exactly. I know some of you said something else. Bro. But just you know what I mean? I'm allow you because I don't know. So we have a higher high, we have a higher low. And then what happens after a higher low, bro? Higher high. We have a higher high. Then what happens after that? We have a higher low. You know what I'm saying? So what do we call this? And it just keeps repeating. We have a higher high. You know what I'm saying? And then what do we have after that? We have a higher low. We have a higher low. So just understand that, man. Uptrend equals higher highs, higher lows. Downtrend equals lower highs, lower lows, yeah? Last, but by no means least, yeah? And actually, by all means most, yeah, is FTMO. It is FTMO, yeah? There's been a critical error on this website. Interesting. Okay, FTMO is basically what you call a prop firm. And it's like, if you ain't got no bread, basically, trading is a numbers game, of course, yeah? The size of your trades and the amount of trades that you take, you know what I'm saying? And overall, you want the amount of trades that you take to be more winners than losers, yeah? That's how you win in trading. It's simple as that. And that's why it's so important to understand market structure, understand what candlesticks means, and time frames, different time frames. Yeah, I actually haven't marked up the chart yet, but this is just kind of like a brief overview of trading, yeah? So FTMO is a prop firm that will give you an account worth up to $200,000 for for a discount, basically. You pay like 400 euros, you get an account that's got $200,000 in it. Why that makes sense is because, for example, let's say you want to place a trade here, it's $25. You want to place it with a like 2-to-1 multiple on your return. So you're risking $25 to make $50, yeah? That's cool, but at the beginning, you're gonna take so many L's that account is gonna get wiped out. Let's say you got an account that's got $1,000 in it, yeah? You're gonna have to be more conservative with that account because let's say I have an account with $100,000 in it. I can afford to risk up to 1% of that a day, which is $1,000. I can risk up to 0.25% every time I trade. So that's $250, yeah? On a $250 trade, 2-to-1, I can make £500. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, if I lose, I'm going to lose $250, but that 250 is not gonna make a massive difference because my account is 100,000. So what FTMO does, or what any prop firm does, it basically just allows you to place bigger trades, more trades, and yeah, not really take more risk, but it just allows you to place bigger trades and more trades before you get wiped out. So cool. What I would recommend that everybody does is to go to FTMO, so ftmo.com, yeah, log in, go to the academy. It's free. FTMO Academy. Verify you're human. Well, I don't know, man. The academy seems to be down for some reason, yeah. But okay, no, it ain't. It's here. Okay, yeah, sick. So yeah, you got 4 modules. It basically goes through everything you need. Literally, gateway to trading, financial markets, forex, technical analysis. What else? Fundamental analysis, statistical analysis, sentiment analysis, like, and then this will actually show you how to use MetaTrader 5 if that's what you want to use, and then it will teach you how to build your strategy and all of this stuff. Yeah, listen, when you're doing the FTMO Academy, give yourself a month. I know you're gonna think, oh, let me bang it out, bro. Don't skip nothing. Like, don't skip anything. Go through the course. It's a new skill that you're learning. There's gonna be teething issues, man. There's gonna be things that you don't understand. There's gonna be times where you're like, bro, fuck this. It's so long. I'm trying to place trades. I'm trying to make bread. Like, that's calm. But I would definitely say, like, just get a bit. Just go through the course. I'm not gonna lie. If you can go through the course, then you will be ahead of like 99% of people on the planet that don't even understand the world of trading or money or finance or anything like that. Yeah, just go through the course. It's completely free. Don't rush yourself into thinking you have to complete it in a week or a month. You can definitely get it done in a week because most of the lessons have videos, and actually you can kind of just listen to the videos and do the quiz at the end, and then the lessons are there for you to come back to anytime, pretty much. Yeah, hold on, why is some of them saying new though? Man, yeah, I've done all that. All right, boom. And then they got a psychology course as well. I think like psychology when it comes to trading is like, bro, see this one right here? Emotional stability, my guy. You see this one right here, B? Structure, my G. You see this one right here, cuz? Confidence, B. See this one right here, cuz? Consistency. Like, come on, G. Like, bro, I can't lie to you. This FTMO course, it's like there's no excuse to not. If this is what you want to do, like, there's no excuse. It's literally free. It's 100% free. You pull up, you go through it, self-paced, pass the course. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just go through the course, bro. Simple. Like, it's very simple. I can't lie. It's very simple. So yeah, I would say that that's pretty much like, what did we cover today? Trading view account, pick a trading platform, and FTMO free trading course. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Yeah, give yourself a month. Go on TradingView. Learn how to like read the charts. Like I took you today over market structure, higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows. Yeah. Understand that first and foremost. Yeah. Understand market structure. You have to understand market structure if you want to be a profitable trader. If you don't lose all your bread, like, you have to understand market structure. Yeah. Alright, cool. Different types of trading really quick, yeah. Boom. I would actually suggest that you, screenshot this. Let me do a little something, yeah. So, H equals high, L equals low, LH and then HO. This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Hey, bro, I need to make an R&B album this year, man. I got some shit I need to get off my chest, bro. That means higher high. HL equals higher low. Higher low. LH equals lower high. And LL equals ladies love me, nigga. That's what the fuck that equal, nigga. Lower lows, yeah? Alright, boom. Let me keep the syntax consistent. Uptrend. Uptrend equals HH and HL. Yeah. Alright, cool. Downtrend equals HL and LL. Alright, cool. So yeah, screenshot this. This is market structure. Can I zoom out a little bit? Okay, cool. Yeah, screenshot that. Like, screenshot this. Okay, cool. Cool ski. So, what did we cover today, yeah? So we covered what you need to know, what you need to, oh my days. Anyway, brother, I'm giving up on that camera, bro. Because, like, I don't even know when that finished recording again. Like, why does it keep stopping the recording? Anyway, you know what, bro? I love you, man. You're a good little camera. But listen, swing trading, and you have day trading, and you have scalping, yeah? So simply put, swing trading is basically when you trade swings, yeah? So from this point to this point, it's called a swing low, yeah? So wait, let me draw an arrow. So from there to there is called a swing low. A swing low, yeah? From here, from the highest high to the lowest low, or from a high point to a low point is a swing, yeah? So when you're swing trading, you're looking to get in here and on a sell order, and you want to buy. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, bro, because I know that this sounds very confusing. But you want to get in here, and you want to get out here. Yeah, that's basically it. So that's what a swing trade is. Yeah, swing traders you typically can spend weeks in the market. It might take weeks for price to hit your level. Swing trading is done on a higher time frames, yeah. So the daily, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour. Just to kind of show you something. So these are my levels on the 4 hour. Yeah. That's the high point, that's the low point, low high, high low, low high, low low, 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 low. If I come into the 15-minute, you can see those levels are still there. You know what I mean? These levels are still here. Like, the chart doesn't change just because you change the time frame. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just showing how price has moved on different time frames. So this is it on the from the 4 hour, and then this is how these movements look. Like, if you see when I change it, it's like these don't move. So it's just the same chart. These don't move. Even on the 1 minute, same thing. They don't move. Yeah. Okay, cool. So swing trading, you're looking to capture price movements from a low point to a high point, or from a high point to a low point, yeah? Vice versa, a swing high, so from here to here is a swing high. Swing high. Boom. Swing high. So a swing trader will look to come in here and get out there. And vice versa, come in here, get out there, yeah. So you just basically just have to wait for price to do what it's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And obviously that comes down to your analysis and where you think price goes. But price over time becomes very predictable, man. Like reading this chart, I know where that's gonna go. I know where it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a high point here, you have a low point here. Obviously, all of this is you know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying. And also, I just want to say this here. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I know what price is gonna do up until a certain point. Yeah. And the sooner you understand that you don't know shit, your life will become better, man. You know what I'm saying? Your life will be infinitesimally better. Your trading career will be beautiful. All right, cool. So we went over swing traders. They chase swings. They can spend up to, like, it could be a day. It depends on how the market moves, but it could be up to, it could be weeks, could be months, yeah? A day trader, they place trades during the day. They trade on lower time frames, probably between the 1 hour to 1 minute. And they're out of there when the market closes. Because you have to pay fees for holding trades overnight. All right, boom. So listen, man, that was episode 1 of Trading with Brokies. Like, I hope you guys loved this as much as I did. Yeah, I hope you guys had as much fucking fun watching this as I had recording this, man, because I had a blast. Only real music's gonna last, man. All the other bullshit is here today and gone tomorrow. Peace.